cobblestone street. Man, we were just kids. Yeah, we were just kids. And I see you about twice a year. Since I moved down here, city's always changing. City's always changing. We ain't going back, but if we did, I say let's go back to the cul-de-sac. We grew up there. That bar where we meet on the cobblestone street. Man, we were just kids. Yeah, we were just kids.
You're listening to The Final Note, live with Alex Vincent.
Concerns will be addressed. Don't stress now. Be peaceful. Let's take ourselves a moment to decide where this should lead to. Wanna make them stand inside themselves or make them wanna be you? We need you to break through. True.
We are live. We're live and we're loud.
Can't beat that, sir. That is loud.
That's loud. That's good.
It's a little bit loud. Man, I'm just looking at this table full of goodies, man.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you're a little stingy over there with all the goodies.
you're welcome to any goodies you want. Mikey Wells is with us again. Joe Davison. It's Wednesday night.
Hola.
Joe Davison of Stranger Things
Joe
fame
Davison
is with
of
us.
Stranger Things.
I
Hugging the
just
mic.
wanted you to know, Alex, I was talking to Elijah Wood right before.
Oh, fuck that guy. Come on. We just started. We're having fun. Yeah.
I'm fucking out of
I thought you were best friends with him. Like, weren't you both hobbits in that one movie?
No. We're both short child actors. That's all. That's the only thing we have in common. How's everybody doing tonight? Guys, welcome to the evening. It's The Final Note, Wednesday, February 6th. We're at AV Productions in Clearwater, Florida, hanging out tonight. We got some really fun people here tonight. We've got a three-piece band called The Resonance.
Yeah, they sound great, man.
Yep. We recorded an EP called The Picture Frame with these guys about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. And that's going to be released soon. They're going to be performing live tonight a new song called 1975, I think is the name of it.
Yes.
That was them that opened up the show with a song called Cul-de-sac that we performed they recorded a couple weeks ago. So last night, while the State of the Union was going on, I was in Tampa for the Impractical Jokers live show, which was a really fun time. It's the third time that I've seen them live.
They're hysterical, man.
Yeah, they're awesome. Because of a weird happenstance run-in to Brian Quinn at...
We call him BQ.
Yeah, this was when we promoted... Kurt, watch your foot over there.
Sorry.
Keep knocking the cable.
Yeah, well, I'm fat. What do you want, man?
All right.
I'm big. I don't fit well back here, and I kick everything.
Nah, you're fine. Yeah, so when we were promoting Curse of Chucky, I was in New York at the New York City Comic Con, and myself, Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dorff, Fiona, Don Mancini were being taken downstairs to go to our panel, and the service elevator opened, and as I was walking on, Q was walking off, and we almost walked into each other. And I'm such a fan of that show, Impractical Jokers. I'm so familiar with his face that it just felt like a friend. Like I was like, "Oh, buddy, what's going on? How you doing?" and he, "Oh, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, cool. Oh, we're going to do this panel. Come check it out. Yeah, cool, man, cool." And I get on the elevator and I say to Brad and Jen, "Oh, he's from Impractical Jokers. Have you guys seen that show?" He had no fucking idea who I was, but I knew who he was.
Right.
And
that's
we go
every celebrity I meet.
Yeah, and we do the panel, and then after the panel, I see on my phone a Twitter notification that was him tweeting, just ran into Alex Vincent from Child's Play backstage at New York City Comic Con. How awesome is that? So that was, super
so
flattering to me. He did know
or
who I was.
Or he was like, who the fuck's that dude? Yeah. And his friends were like, yo, that's...
I think we may have had a Chucky doll with us. That might have tipped him off. But no, he did know who I was, which was awesome. And since then, he had invited me back to a couple of their performances. They're very funny live. They do they show videos and they do like a 4-person stand-up act.
Oh, that's interesting.
Where they tell stories and they all kind of chime in with little jokes to go
improv
to compliment.
Or sketched?
It was a lot of material. My guess is that it evolves with each performance.
Right.
They have a basic idea of what they're going to do, and then different things get said every night.
I did improv for a long time, like 15 years.
And they left right now for the Impractical Jokers cruise that left out of Tampa and it's going to the Bahamas.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's the 3rd year in a row that they've done it, where they go out and hang out with fans on a boat for 5 days, which, as someone who's done horror conventions, my first thought was how fucking exhausting that must be.
Dude,
it
has,
with your biggest fans, a boat full of your fans for 6 days out to sea.
Isolated with all the fans.
It sounds fun, but it
Dude,
sounds
I can't even
like
handle
a lot of work.
one wife. I can't imagine 5,000
fans on a boat.
I have to keep happy.
With the implication.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Great. Good.
Yeah,
Me too. Yeah, I haven't eaten in 4 days.
To everybody.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Q had actually left right after the show, and so did Joe. I've met both of them before a bunch, and I got to hang out with them.
Joey Fontanoe?
No, Joey I hung out with. Joey Fatone was there, who does their after party show on True TV.
Yeah.
They have like 4 different. They own True TV. Their North South Productions has like 4 or 5 shows. But
that's the NSYNC guy, right?
Yes, Joey Fatone from NSYNC, who is a good friend. I mean,
Joey. I only met him that one time in New Mexico, but I feel like I could be like, "Yo, what's up, man?"
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Hey, buddy."
Joey was cool.
Oh yeah, no, me too. Me and him go way back.
Yeah, he bought an autograph from me years ago, and I didn't know who he was at the time. I told this story last time. My girlfriend at the time recognized him and knew who he was, but I had no idea. But yeah, he's been really a good friend, and they got me backstage passes. And my girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw your pictures, and I was like, that mother.
Yeah,
without me.
Yeah, I took a picture with Sal because people always say we look alike. I don't really see it, but because we have a beard, I think I noticed anyone under 6 foot who has a beard, they all think we look alike. But
is he from Jersey?
Are you as mini me?
They're from Staten Island. Those guys.
So
yeah, they're all from Staten Island.
Can see it.
And we are Northern Italian.
Yeah.
Paisans, if you will.
Right, so
but
that's why you and Joey.
It was a fun show,
well.
Huh?
That's why you and Joey get
Me
along
and Joey also, and he's from down here though for a long time, but he's from up there originally, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, Joey Fatone's fun.
Did you ever watch the Jersey Shore?
I know, and my recollection of the Jersey Shore from when I was a kid is nothing like those Staten Island, Long Island kids that went there and desecrated the name of the Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
with their
I tried watching that
six-packs
show once. It was
intolerable. Yeah,
I can't.
Man,
I can't
you don't
do
like
it.
Snooki?
Yeah, well, see, when I was a kid in the 80s, and I guess before that, when you would say to people when I'm in L.A. or something, oh, we're from New Jersey. It was always, oh, Jersey. You're the Jersey guy. You're from Jersey, huh? And that turned into, oh, you're from Jersey. Oh, Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And I was like, no,
gross.
that is not us.
Yeah. Do I look like
Those
that,
kids
dude?
are not even from New Jersey.
I'm not even wearing a button down.
Yeah, seriously.
My hair is not greased.
Yeah. The Jersey Shore. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia did a great episode about the Jersey Shore. It's just where it's not really the memories that we all have of the Jersey Shore don't live up when you go back these days.
No,
but,
my
is
favorite.
your phone on quiet this time?
I don't know. No, it is not. I love all the Fat Mac episodes.
The whole Fat Mac season.
Yeah, all of it.
And as we discussed, I'm gonna try to make the body transformation that Rob McElhenney made.
Yeah.
I don't have
is
a
that
personal
how you say
trainer.
His last name? I've never even tried.
Yeah, that's it, McElhenney.
It's like MCLH.
My dear friend Christine Elise, she has a great story about him because he was going to rent the bottom floor of her house from her right before he booked It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's her story to tell, but it's pretty funny because he had promised her he was going to take the place, and then he got a deal to go do this television show that filmed the first season a lot in Philadelphia. Ultimately, it filmed in L.A., and he probably could have taken the place, but the first season, I think, was a lot in Philadelphia, and he had to leave, and so he had to walk out on her deal. And Christine, who has a great sense of humor, hasn't watched much of that show.
Yeah.
but I know she'd love it. I know she'd love it. But I also get it, you know.
Yeah.
But
But wasn't he one of the creators?
He is. Yeah, he is. It's three guys that really created the show. It's him, Charlie Day.
Charlie Day, thank you.
And Glenn Howerton. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of that show.
Yeah.
I think.
My wife.
I think it's one of the best sitcoms of all time.
I love it. Cutout dolls that I found online of It's Always Sunny. They're paper dolls. And she printed out
paper
all of them.
dolls? I haven't seen them.
Dude, I'll bring you some next week.
Okay. But It's Always Sunny paper dolls?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
She printed out a ton of them for me. All of them. Every one they had. And then she stayed at work. She cut them all out for me. So she brought me home these cool little paper dolls of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I saw, I went to a gas station bathroom on the way to the show last night. I was in and out. It wasn't a big deal. But here, hand me that other phone. Hand me the phone that you have over there, if you could. There was a picture that I took in the restroom. I know this is
those gas station
this is audio only, but what I know of Joe Davison's sense of humor, he's going to find this really funny.
You're leaving us in suspense. Was it like a Circle K?
No, it was just it was
like a bar restroom.
No, it was a cheaper one. It was that real cheap looking one.
Like a mobile.
Oh man,
the real shitty one. Not even mobile. Citgo.
Citgo. Okay.
Yeah. And so this was the sign in the bathroom. It says there's like a check mark green yes box and a X'd out no box, and the no box says no papel con caca. And then check mark says papel con caca. So basically it's saying don't throw shit paper in the garbage can.
Right.
Because this has been an ongoing issue in this gas station.
That's funny, man.
What area were you in for that?
This was like Fowler, right around.
That's hand drawn with magic
Bush
marker.
Avenue, yeah.
That's like hand drawn with magic marker.
Yeah, hand drawn.
Yeah.
I just love that this was such an issue that they had to make a sign made.
Why did you post that, man? You should.
Maybe I will. Here, you know what?
Right now,
I haven't used the
no shit paper.
Here we go. That's good segue. That's smart. Social media shit. I have not posted anything on this Instagram, and I have an Instagram for the podcast show thing.
Yeah. So this is it.
It's
First
the final.
one.
Yeah, the final note live. I'm posting that.
We'll be
that
making
picture right
T-shirts
now
next week
on Instagram. Go follow the final note live, and you'll see this little stupid thing that I found very funny. And I wanted to show Sal from Practical Jokers because I thought he would find it funny also.
Did he laugh?
I didn't show it to him. I had a limited time talking to him. I
Wayne
didn't get a
Gretzky
chance to
says
bring it up.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah. His stand-up, though, he does stand-up a lot, Sal, out of those
Wayne
jokers.
Gretzky?
And I don't think he was ever very funny.
What do you know, hey?
Oh, wait, he was kind of funny. He was on Saturday Night Live in a couple sketches from the 90s that I remember being funny.
Wow.
So I was such a huge fan of Saturday Night Live when I was a kid.
We were younger.
Well, we're talking Saturday Night Live. Did you guys see Don Trump Jr.'s tweet about Saturday Night Live this past week?
No.
It is remarkable.
Was he upset about it?
He was upset about it, sure. Yeah. And he was...
SNL's gotten so much funnier.
He was taking a shot at their skits or whatever, or their humor.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, that's about as funny as an S and L S ampersand L skit."
Oh,
he thinks it's S and L. He doesn't know Saturday Night Live hasn't been said enough in his lifetime,
right?
For him to not realize that the show is not called Saturday and Live. It was really amazing.
Well, he must have got ripped apart.
I think that discredits anything else he's ever said. His brain clearly doesn't function properly.
Yeah.
S and L. And look, I'm looking right here. The ampersand's on a 7. It's nowhere near the end. This wasn't a typo.
You have to hit a shift.
Yeah. No. He thinks it's
phone.
S and L.
Either way, you have to hit a shift.
But anyways, I mean, that's too funny to
Are you
be.
gonna like that or?
All right. So anyway, tonight's episode is about drugs and alcohol. This is episode 3. I entitled this "Stoned Immaculate." Hey, Mikey, can you see if you can get on the Spreaker page to see people's chats?
I wasn't able to
earlier.
I wasn't able to create an account.
Oh, my mother said something like that. Was it? Or she wasn't able to remember
She
what
said,
her
"What are you
account was.
doing with your
It's
life?"
sending me in like a loop when I do this.
Okay, but if you
That's
don't
what I
create an
imagine as well,
account,
so.
do you still see the chat at thefinalnotelive.com? Or any of these people chatting, can you tell us what Mikey's doing wrong? He's a really good-looking guy, but I don't know how smart he is yet. But
That's
he
fucking
seems
brutal, man.
bright.
Damn.
He seems bright. But
No, yeah, I can see comments.
and by the way, I introduced him last week as a tattoo artist. He is a body piercer. He's not a tattoo artist. He's a body piercer. So he likes to stick needles through people.
I pierce
Instead
bodies.
of just with ink dabbing them with a needle, he likes to stick them through people.
Yeah, I can see
that's
comments
interesting.
and everything.
Okay. Yeah. So monitor those comments if anyone says anything that seems important. I not to diminish anyone else's thoughts, but
Someone says we can see.
I'm happy to see the same faces here, though. Don, Jennifer
says
my mother's in the room. Yeah,
you can
thanks,
see
guys.
it, but you can't comment without an
You
account.
can't comment.
Okay.
No, you got to fill out a whole thing. It looks like
Paperwork.
my mom just needed to sign back in.
On the interwebs.
She's in now.
Sweet.
You know, I've
Mom.
been posting about the podcast a lot, you know, the last week, and I have no illusions of grandeur. By the way, first of all, this podcast, I believe, is going through Nerdorama for the first time. I've been working with.
I don't know how we can check that out.
Yeah, I got a link, actually. If you go to Nerdorama, to their main page, you'll see...
On Facebook?
I don't know. Let me see. It is the nerdoramanetwork.tv/the-final-note-live. But I assume if you just go to their main page, the Nerdorama Network TV.tv, you'll see something that should guide you towards my show. They get a lot of people through their site. This is the first time. The plan was to go and have them host the show. So this is, I think, the first episode that's
working.
Officially through there. Do you see something like that?
It's coming up.
All right, cool.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, that's fun. And I'm gonna go play some video games or something over there, right? Joe?
Yeah, man. We just did a build for Arcade 1-Up. It was a Galaga machine that they gave to us. It's in our studio now.
An arcade machine, right?
Yeah, stand-up arcade, yeah.
Cool.
So we have, a bunch of shows we do for Nerdorama, and we do one called I Bleed Horror, and we're going to have you come on, and then after we interview you, you get to put your name up on the Galaga
Okay.
thing.
See if I could get my
See
name
how far
locked
you
in there.
can go, yeah.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be like George Costanza and have a 30-year record and like the Frogger machine. I've been watching a lot of that show too. I was exhausted last week after the show Wednesday night. I mean, I know this isn't heavy lifting by any means, but I went home exhausted. Like I couldn't catch up for a couple days. I think it was the 2 conventions back to back,
Yeah,
and then
you
the
were in
new
Mexico,
show,
then
and
you went where was
New Mexico and Atlanta, and yeah.
Was it slash the final note live or live?
It was dashes. It was like the dash final dash note dash live. That's the link right there.
Oh, he didn't send that to me.
All right. Well, that's it. See if anyone can check it out. It's I guess www.thenerdorama.tv/the-final-note-live. All right.
We're getting
I got through
compliments
it.
on the sound this week as well.
Are we? Okay, good.
Sounds better.
Yeah, I added a new limiter and new plugins to every time I talk about this, Joe falls asleep.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know why.
man. I can't.
But yeah, it should be better. And now this week we have a 3-piece band. We have live drums. So we'll see how it sounds. It's the first time having live drums as part of the music. We had 2 acoustic guys, Denny Dwyer and AJD.
Yeah,
First couple
AJD.
weeks.
Yeah, they're both great, man.
Yeah, AJ's dad, Ronnie D, is going to come in the studio for an episode soon, in the next few weeks. I believe the local metal band, The Dude, is going to be on with us, which is going to be cool. A band called Channel Drive that I recorded an EP for them at my studio, and they have a really, really remarkable record coming up that we're going to be mixing.
They rock? What are they? Channel Drive.
They're called Channel Drive. They rock. They're really good songwriters. The music is really good. Different. The vocalist, it's really hard to describe. Maybe I will play in a song tonight now that we're talking about
interesting.
it. I sent them a message asking them for permission to play a song. I think I have it. They said they want to come in and play live. I think I could play it. But they're good.
Well, they're going to have to hit us up.
They have a cool
tell
sound.
us.
The vocalist has a different kind of sound. Oh, well, we're talking about that. The Super Bowl was this week, right?
Oh, man.
Now, the game...
What a wash.
The game, I guess people saw it as boring because they like offense, but I guess if you're a defense fan, then it was probably a great game,
Yeah,
right?
if you like watching people win.
One of the lowest scoring, if not the lowest scoring Super Bowl game ever. Like that.
Yeah. Well, the Rams shouldn't have been there.
I know the over-under was 56 points.
Wow.
And they scored 16, I think, in the whole game. So anyone who had the over
Patriots
was just
won that, right? I didn't watch it.
miserable that entire game.
Yeah. I bet a lot of money was lost because people are idiots.
The Patriots won, which I expected. I thought it would be within a touchdown. I didn't think they'd win by 10. So I lost a couple bucks. I had the Rams plus 3.5. But I had a bunch of prop bets, and a lot of them won. Edelman went off, which I expected. Whoa.
What happened?
No, that's fine. The screensaver came on because I haven't touched anything, but I think it's fine.
We got a question that I think you can answer for me, Alex.
Okay, sure.
Jennifer's asking, so you say Mike is good-looking. Exactly how good-looking is he?
Oh, Mikey is a combination of every good-looking guy you ever saw. He's got a little bit of everybody. He's got like Adam Lambert.
You mean Liv Schreiber here?
Yeah. Liv Schreiber, is that?
Yeah, Liv Schreiber.
Yeah. Little Gerard Butler.
Identical to Liv Schreiber and Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
If they had done about 4 years in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, with a bunch of neck tattoos and
Yeah.
He's sexy, ladies. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. He's a good looking guy.
Just like
the
Adam
first time I
Lambert
met you, you
post-rehab.
really looked like Adam Lambert. That was 8 years ago or something. But
Yeah, it was.
but that was
God.
before you spent 90% of your life in the gym. Because he's gonna train me. I think I'm gonna spend some more
gonna
time
do
in
it,
the
man.
gym and
I'm going to train this.
lose
right
weight.
here.
The sci-fi show is coming up. As those of you have seen last week, the news of last week. Can I hit this button?
Loading live. News.
The Sci-Fi Network is in development deal for Child's Play, the television series, and the gang should be together. This was last week's news, but it's still news. It's pretty exciting. I don't exactly know what it means for my character and how much I'm going to have to do, but if it does mean that I'm going to be on a cable TV show within the next year,
Do it.
then these late-night pizzas and shit food has to stop.
Well, does it?
I mean, it has to stop to a degree.
I think we just got breaking news in. I
You
think
need
they
control.
recast your character with Elijah Wood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck Elijah Wood.
I wouldn't be surprised, And by the way, a correction from last week. He was not in A Bronx Tale. It wasn't A Bronx Tale. He was in, I auditioned for Radio Flyer, a movie called Forever Young.
Yeah.
The Good Son, I auditioned for both roles, actually, his and Macaulay's role.
And you didn't get either one?
No, I didn't get
Fuck
anything.
Macaulay, too.
I didn't get anything. I was kind of dirty blonde. He was a brunette. I don't know if that was the main difference. It's not like they're comparing
They could dye your hair.
Nixon and Nixon. It's not like they're comparing the greatest talents. It has nothing to do with that. I wasn't trying to say Nixon. I was trying to say Nicholson. But I was gonna say it's not like they're comparing Nicholson and Laurence Olivier. It's like child actors. It's how cute you are. How you're the right look for the role. You got to be a cute kid that can take direction
If
well.
you don't mind, Uncle Touchy touches you.
And you have to grow up to be really short. That's a part of it.
That's funny.
So
What do you recommend here,
What?
Alex? What do you recommend? You recommend someone starting out young, or not coming in till like William H. Macy in their 50s, then making a fucking just killing before they're 70.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's obviously the more difficult approach. You know, when you're young, I think if you're a cute kid, you can get some work based on that alone, and they can work around you. Or if you're a commercial actor and you have that, my
Surfboard
compliments
body.
to the chef, little personality, then you can get that kind of work.
We're in a commercial estate here in Florida, man.
By the way, my compliments to the chef was a real line that I had for a cereal commercial I did when I was 5 years old. It was an off-brand cereal called Crunchy Stars, if I remember
Crunchy?
correctly. Not Crunchy. Crunchy must have been taken.
Crunchy.
It was Crunchy Stars.
Hello, welcome
sweet.
to Crunchy
That's
Stars.
like
Is it
the
like a multi meal name?
I love we get
Drink
the
Ovaltine.
we get those knockoff cereal
Multi-meal.
frosted mini spooners.
Yeah.
it's like not frosted mini wheats, but mini spooners. This was
trying to think of
Crunchy Stars, and my big line was my compliments to the chef, and they fucking dubbed my voice with some other kid.
Really?
Yeah, they thought I was a cute kid. They didn't like my voice, I guess.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Chair's making a lot of noise.
Chair's making noise. You keep it bumping the
Yeah,
thing.
I know, man.
Well,
I can't help it, man.
So tonight's subject matter, the episode 1, we discussed the division in this country, and then it got even deeper with, much like my voice just got deeper. It got deeper with death in episode 2, and then episode 3, I called this one Stoned Immaculate, which is a homage to one of my heroes, Jim Morrison, and this is about drugs and alcohol. This episode. I figured there's a lot of shit we could talk about that. And my guest tonight, the horror guest, is John Dugan. And although I have not done many drugs with him, I've drank quite a bit with him. So I thought he would be a really good guest to have on and discuss some of the laws, the drug laws. We got a lot of different things that I want us to talk about that, about addiction, about the different drug laws in this country, some laws that are becoming a law of geography. We'll get into it. I got a lot of things I want to say about drugs.
Sorry.
So we have some drugs and alcohol here
man,
tonight
we
too.
are wrecked.
Yeah.
Who have you done drugs with in the celebrity circle? Can you
Oh,
say?
geez. I don't know. Is that fair to say? I
don't know.
I got
man.
Tony Todd really stoned in Amsterdam. Right. I mean, it was time. I put him in a timeout. We put Mukes in a timeout the last time. But yeah, I got high with a few people. Yeah. No one
I got high with Savini.
You got high with Tom Savini?
Yeah.
I got high with Joe
Sex
Davison
machine.
of Stranger Things.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I got Alex Vincent of Child's Play. Just now,
Yeah, I there's no one like
as we're talking.
I never got high with like a historical high figure. Like I never smoked a blunt with Snoop Dogg or Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen
or Joe Rogan,
or Joe Rogan for that matter. Yeah,
yeah.
The Rogans like their weed.
I
never got high with one of the legendaries. Tommy Chong or something like that. Willie Nelson,
Skippy from Family Ties,
Woody Harrelson.
It's good to have goals, though, right?
That motherfucker
someday.
slept with my girlfriend.
Skippy from Family Ties?
Yeah.
I met Skippy from
He slept
Family
with my
Ties when I was a
girlfriend,
kid. I went to a taping of Family Ties. If I'm not mistaken, my acting coach, Margaret, was friends or an acting coach of Skippy, and I went there and I met him, yeah. And I was hoping to meet Michael J. Fox, but he wasn't there for the taping of Family Ties that I went. It wasn't until filming Child's Play 2 that I got to have lunch with Michael J. Fox when he was filming Back to the Future 3, which is like one of my favorite memories of my entire childhood.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, it was the best. It's the coolest memory. I got to sit in the actual DeLorean and walk through the set of Back to the Future 3.
Wow,
when I was
crazy.
when I was like 7.5 years
Were
old.
you not in it though? Why didn't they throw you in it?
I was filming Child's Play 2. I was, top billing of that film, which was at a soundstage at Universal at the same time as Back to the Future 3. They filmed part 2 and 3 like real close to each other, almost back to back, if not back to back. And if my memory is correct, I went to the theater to see Back to the Future 2 with Don Mancini, and they were filming 3 at that time. So then I got to walk through the set, and I sat in the DeLorean. I had lunch with him. He was showing me pictures of his newborn kid.
Wow.
And, it was great.
Awesome.
That and Saturday Night Live were my other two best. The way that my acting career led to cool evenings. I mean, I've had a bunch. Last night I went to go see Impractical Jokers and had backstage tickets, and that has everything to do with the fact that I was in this movie when I was 6 years old. Which is silly. I'm talking in circles because I was going to mention another point. I don't even know what's happening. I'm sorry.
I was
no, but
Skippy.
So Saturday night.
See,
go ahead.
Skippy fucking slept with my girlfriend at the time. Yeah, dude. Okay.
Whoa. Slept with your girlfriend.
Yeah, so we were doing improv at this place called Key West Comedy Club in Ybor City. This is like 90s, man. Maybe 2000. 99, it doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, he came in to do a stand-up show at the Key West Comedy Club. We opened for him as an improv troupe, and then he did his bit, and then we all kind of went and hung out. He came back to our house... Right? Like 6
When
people.
you say our house, you and your girlfriend's house?
Well, no, me and my roommate's house.
Okay.
My girlfriend was staying with me.
Sure.
So we all go back to the house, and he fits in this car with us. He's like squeezed in the back seat.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Is he coming back with full intentions of fucking your girlfriend?
Probably.
I mean, that's the whole reason.
Were
you aware of that in the drive
No,
back?
because we had a lot of girls at our place, too.
Oh, okay.
Man. There was four dudes. We all lived in this big-ass house in downtown Tampa. Right by, we were on Tampa Street. You'd go straight down into the city.
Okay.
We were 1 block from the city. So we had I had 4 roommates, big-ass house, and there were so many people in and out of our house constantly. Girls, everything, man. Just so many. And
lots of drugs and alcohol going on.
Yeah, so much alcohol.
Yeah,
all these fucking problems.
I know, man. Yeah.
What a rough time you had,
So
man.
he comes back. He goes back to the house with us. And we're drinking and shit. I don't know. I fucking go to bed. And I wake up the next morning and she's in bed with me, whatever the fuck, whatever. But then she tells me, I join... My 2 roommates are already in the kitchen drinking coffee. I joined them. We're drinking coffee. And she says, I got to tell you something. And I said, what? She goes, I fucked Skippy last night.
Did she say Skippy?
Yeah, I looked at her and I was
Skippy?
like... I looked at her and I said, what? I was just, where, in our bed? And she's like, no, we fucked on the couch after everybody went to sleep.
Oh, man.
And then she drove him back to the club so he could get whatever's ride or whatever the fuck.
Did you have to face Skippy after he fucked your
No,
girlfriend?
because I would have beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, man.
So she and I broke up, right? That day, we broke up.
I can picture the fight. Skippy? You
Yeah.
have to fuck Skippy of all
I was
people.
like, what the fuck? So my roommates...
at least she was honest about it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, my roommates took it upon
What
themselves.
was Michael J. Fox's character's name again on that show? On Family Ties?
Marty? No. That
No.
was Back to the Future.
It was McFly, right?
It wasn't
Yeah.
McFly. He wasn't McFly yet.
Al?
Keaton.
I don't know. Dan.
Something Keaton
Michael?
or something.
Keaton?
No.
Anyways.
That doesn't matter.
So my roommates, the very next fucking day, I come home from work, coffee shop or whatever, and they had filled up the entire kitchen cabinets with Skippy peanut butter.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
my
I'm
God.
talking 200 cans of Skippy peanut butter.
You got funny friends, man.
Oh man, dude! I was getting
Never
Skippy
lived
shit
it down.
for years.
Yeah.
Years. A T-shirt, fucking whatever.
That was it.
And now
Yeah.
you can't eat a PB&J without
No,
getting
fuck that.
triggered.
That was Skippy peanut butter. Fuck that motherfucker. Though.
It's Jiffy for me.
I like extra peanut, chunky
Oh
peanut
no,
butter.
I gotta have smooth.
Smooth?
Yeah, I don't like the peanuts in my peanut butter.
I'm not
No?
picky.
No? You'll go either way?
Yeah, I'll go either way.
Mikey Wells will go either way, folks.
That's not news.
He's good looking.
All right,
Alex
so
Keaton.
Alex
Thanks,
Keaton.
Jennifer, for the
Yeah,
win.
it was my name. I don't even remember it. Alex Keaton. Thank you, Jen. Okay, guys. So John Dugan, I'm gonna call in a bit. He was Grandpa from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was watching some clips of it. Man, that was a creepy movie. The
Texas
original.
Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah,
I love it.
As you know, admittedly, you guys know, I know all these horror people personally, but I haven't seen all their films, and that's one that I have not seen, the original. But I saw bits of it today.
See,
It was
you came at
wild.
horror from a different avenue than what I was coming at it from because I wasn't an actor.
Yeah,
I watched horror films as a kid because I loved them.
yeah.
You know, I watched Child's Play. Never in my life would I ever thought you and I'd be sitting here together.
Yeah.
Never. But horror films are my thing. And
Well, it would have
Texas-
been real weird if you thought that at the time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, me and this kid,
We're gonna have a
grow up.
podcast?
I'm gonna put him in a music video in like 2010. I'm gonna put Guy Liner on him and put him up
This
in front of
Alex
this
kid, we're
band.
best friends. He doesn't even know it.
He doesn't even know it yet.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun.
I'm gonna dress like him.
That would have been
Push this little
fucking
note
weird,
over. You
man.
can circle yes or no on it.
Exactly. But you were inside it where I was on the outside looking in, so I consumed it all.
Yeah,
man,
sure.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, besides The Thing, which is my favorite horror film of all times, with Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and just because, one, it's nostalgic. It has that feel. What was it, 1974 that was shot?
That was 1974 that it came out. I know that much.
Okay. So
Tagline, I believe, is "Who will survive and what will be left of them."
Oh, there you go.
But it was just this. I just remember it so vividly. How afraid I was, but how much I was focused on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just blew my mind, man. And then part two was just ridiculous.
And part 2 is a little silly. I was looking at videos
loved
of that
it.
too. Yeah.
I loved
was
it,
the one I
man.
saw when I was
Bill
Dennis
Mosley
Hopper
is great in it.
with two fucking
Bill Mosley is
chainsaws,
amazing
yeah.
in it too. He's
Yeah.
got some great
Chop
lines.
top.
Yeah.
What was
Lick
that
my
line?
plate, you dog dick.
So we are going to call Joe. I'm sorry, we're going to call John up in a little bit. I haven't spoken to John in a while, but he is a fun dude and one of the most genuine guys on the HorrorCon circuit. So I do want to talk to him about what that film was like and how that affected his life and brought him into this horror world that he also is really knee deep in.
Sorry, man.
You're really high. The
I went
the
off
topic
thinking
tonight
about,
is drugs and alcohol,
Yeah.
so I have a little bit of both here.
Yeah. Was that Patron I saw?
Now, when I say drugs, I mean pot, which I think there is a distinction here.
I brought a kilo of Coke. I didn't know what you meant.
yeah.
Dude, I got guys in Miami who have to pay for this
I
later.
thought that was donut powder on your face.
Everyone thinks that. I'm
Yeah.
fat.
Reefers? What's reefers?
One thing that we're going to talk about weed is certainly how it's become a law of geography. There's 20 states where it's decriminalized now and 10
Yeah.
states where it's legal. And I happen to be a medical patient. I medicated myself with weed for most of my
All of his life.
conscious life.
Yeah.
Basically anything.
Fucking 9 years
everything
old, child's
after
play. You're
child's
like,
play too. Yeah,
fucking industry, man.
No, but since about 14, I realized that I needed to be on either some sort of anxiety medication or
Yeah.
when I smoked pot, I felt better. I felt calmer. I felt friendlier. I felt more relaxed. It
Did you
helped
leave
me.
that part of the story out when you were hanging out with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah, I wasn't doing it yet at that point.
He's
like-
like, kid, smoke up.
Yeah, he's all like,
Can we get stoned in here, man?
Alex,
Can
I
we
can't-
smoke in the DeLorean?
You got fucking munchies? Oh, me too.
Alex. Alex.
No, I
Is that how he
wasn't that
talks?
Hollywood of a kid.
How's,
Ready to go back in time?
was Michael J. Fox on drugs? Could you tell?
I don't think so. He always seemed pretty.
Because there was rumors when they were
straight
doing the
edge to
first
me,
Back
but-
to the Future and Family Ties that he was doing them back to back and was
Yeah.
getting very
Burnt out?
and
Yeah.
confused and
Could be.
was popping a lot of.
Really? I've never really heard that or
Yeah.
thought that, but
I saw
possible.
it on a
Sure.
documentary.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I know he had a good sense of humor around the set. Do you ever see the outtakes of Back to the Future?
No.
It's really funny. There's
No.
some really funny ones in there.
I bet, man.
He
Christopher
dresses up
Lloyd's.
like a chulo kind of like California Mexican dude, and
Oh.
he's like, hey man, this bitch cheating. She cheating, man. It's really funny.
That'd be really racist today. You
It would
couldn't
be.
do that
It
today.
would be. But this
Yeah.
was 1989
Yeah,
or whatever it was.
7.
Not well part. This you're right. This was part 1. So yeah, that was 87,
right? Yeah,
something
man.
like that. That means they filmed it.
I know movie dates
in 86.
Yeah. I don't know new movie dates from
No.
like 2010 on. I couldn't tell you.
That's when your mind went to shit, basically, from all the
Yeah.
drugs and alcohol.
It's true. Well, I had a relapse,
Yeah.
and the only way to get through it was I literally swam in a pool of meth,
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
and then I rode the.
Whoa. Tap
What
that.
is that?
Hold on, I'm going to have to play it better if we're going to hear it, because now I just tapped it, and that's not going to
Swimming
work.
around that good old pool of meth.
Yeah. That's why I go to New Mexico every year for fucking Comic-Con.
To New Mexico.
Yeah. New Mexico.
Because why? I missed that.
Meth.
Why? Oh, for meth. Yeah.
Yeah, I clearly have a meth body.
Meth is one of the drugs I've never tried. I had no access or interest.
No, I never.
Speedy things are not really
up
my
until
thing.
New Year. I've only done weed, and that's only that's only been for 5 years.
Yeah.
6 years, maybe.
Well, I'm prescribed
6
weed in
years I've been
Florida
smoking
now.
weed. No wonder why I can't remember shit.
There are a lot of states that you could just go and purchase it, and you don't have to be anything with a doctor, but Florida is still medical only, and I
That's
got
'cause you
on
got, like,
that
Rick
list
Scott,
the
man.
first
Fuck
day
that
it was
guy.
available.
You got Rick Scott up in there doing nothing.
We got a nice joint that we're going to smoke that I bought legally up the street. So
Yeah.
and
Well,
I'm
I
in my
brought
own
in
place
illegal
of business,
drugs,
so it's all good. But all right,
If
we're
you're
going to
looking to get some weed, I recommend you got to go see Danny. He's at the corner
Danny.
of Nebraska and...
Well, that's part of what I want to talk about the difference in, the drugs are the same, but where you get them is the difference. And if you have enough education and you get the right degrees, you can be a drug dealer.
Yeah, for money.
For money,
Yeah.
have a really successful life. As long as you buy the drugs from these people in particular, then it's all fine. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a few things regarding drugs and alcohol. I have some of my opinions that I want to share, and I have some shots for me and the band.
We need
and everybody
AJ's
too.
song back up. Guns, Money, and Drugs.
Yeah, that was
Is that how it goes?
appropriate.
Money, guns, and drugs.
Guns, money, and drugs. I think it was that way.
Yeah.
Well, go check it out. Guns, Money, and Drugs by AJD, Andrew D. Nicola, on YouTube. Or, better yet, go listen to the beginning of episode 1.
Yeah.
And then you'll hear it. All right, speaking of music...
Alex always putting people before himself.
Speaking of music, I'm going to play a song for you guys now. We're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we're going to give John Dugan a call and talk about his life and his career and his drug and alcohol of choice.
Alex, you want some of this over here, man?
Oh, he's kidding. There's none of that going on. Let's see. So I'm going to play a song. I played a couple songs.
Kidding.
He is kidding. This is on video. You just blew your own cover.
Ah, damn it.
No, as far as the
I
video
blew
goes,
the
by the
counter.
way, guys, we are gonna post some video. Maybe, I don't know. We're getting little clips of it here and there. We're gonna record the live musical performance. The first 2 musical performances are available on the YouTube page. The Final Note show or the Final Note Live on YouTube. You go check those out if you haven't seen them yet. And tonight's musical performance is no exception. That will be on in a couple days. But yeah, I'm going to play a song. I've played a few songs so far from the band You Are a Toy, which was one of my favorite records I've recorded here at the studio, avproductionsonline.com. I'm going to play a song called Faux Ami. This is from You Are a Toy's record, The Difference Is. And we'll be back in a few minutes with John Dugan from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Just let the pain dig in.
it's Eddie Furlong. You are listening to the Vinyl Note.
All right, one more of that.
Done fucked it up, dude.
It's all right. I can handle it.
All right.
All right, we're back. I love that song, love that band. Okay, so we're back live here. Joe Davison, Alex Vincent.
Hello.
Mike Wells is smoking on a cigarette in the corner. And, yeah, we're hanging out. We've got I went to the mini bar, basically. Got a couple drinks for tonight, too, because it is the drugs and alcohol special. And maybe I took that as an opportunity just to...
Oh, man, there's some good stuff I'm
you know,
looking at.
loosen up a little bit. There's some medical shatter there, some CO2, huh?
Where'd my Patron go?
It's over here.
Right there?
I stole it.
Oh, you stole it. It's here. Come grab
it's
it.
here. Take your Patron.
Take your Patron. There's little shot
Wait, hold on.
glasses
I'm
if
gonna
you
read
want.
it. I'm going to read this.
We're not going to get wasted, but we're going to loosen up a little
Let's
bit.
see. We got Patron. This is, what flavor is this? It's clearly gold. No, tequila. It's gold Patron.
Gold Patron.
We have Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey. That sounds delicioso.
All right, so let's
Bacardi.
Let's just call John.
Goldschlager.
We could
Jesus.
just do this.
That was like the first thing I got drunk on when I was a kid.
Obilio? Obilio? What is this stuff? It's imported. It looks like Sambuca.
I know John has some thoughts on this topic too, so let's just call him. Let's just see if he answers. I'll let you guys hear the dial tone and everything. This should work just fine. Let's see.
He's going to be like, fuck off.
The fuck do you want?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Who this?
John, you there?
Yeah?
Hey, it's Alex.
Okay.
He's like, who the fuck
15.
is this?
Yeah,
I knew it. I knew it. How you doing, man?
Okay, how are you?
Good. I haven't heard from you in a while. Oh, wait, I had a little intro for you, too, and I forgot to play it. So let me play it right now. Just be quiet over there. You're not even going to hear this, so be quiet for 15 seconds. I want to play a little clip from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I've been thinking about letting Grandpa have some fun. You always said he's the best. He's the best, all right. Just let him have a whack. Hey, Grandpa, we're gonna let you have this one. Just let him have a whack. You just hush. Yeah, it won't hurt none. My old grandpa's the best killer there ever was. I never took more than one lick, they say. I did 60 in 5 minutes once. Say, could have done more if the hook and pull gang could have gotten the beeves out of the way faster. Now don't you cry, none. Old grandpa's the best. It won't hurt a bit.
That is creepy, man. Grandpa's the best. It won't hurt a bit.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Love it.
John, you were 20 years old, and you were playing...
I was 20.
And you were playing
a youngest cast member.
playing a 113-year-old man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about an age gap.
Yeah, no kidding.
I saw some of that today. That was wild. That must have been fun. And this was, you were doing theater before this, right?
Yeah, I was doing theater, and this is my first. Several of us, it was our first movie. Can you understand me?
I can hear you perfectly. Yeah. So yeah, John. Now, first of all, anyone who's ever met John at a convention, not only is he one of the most friendly, affable, genuine guests that you could ever meet at these shows, but he's always there to chat and usually has a beer in hand and likes to bullshit.
He's the best.
Yeah,
Grandpa's the best.
Yeah, he's the best. Grandpa's the best. Yeah. So no, I mean, you really are. And you know, the love that you receive from horror fans was probably never more evident than in what you went through the past year.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
For those who don't know, John was dealing with it's jaw cancer, right? It was cancer in your jaw.
Cancer. It was gingival cancer, and it spread into my jaw. I was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I smoked for 47 years, and I know that you still smoke and everything. But,
yeah.
You know, when they told me what it was, I said, "Damn, I quit smoking 5 years ago." And he goes, "Well, this probably, honestly, started about 10 years ago, and it's just been waiting to present itself." And I went. My first reaction was, damn, you mean I didn't have to quit?
Yeah. I was going to get it anyway. Yeah.
I was already sick.
Yeah, I know. The cigarette smoking is definitely something I'm going to tackle. I mean, you and I used to stand out together in the cold smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yes.
And then it switched to vape, and you were hitting the vape pen for a while.
Yeah, I can't do any of that stuff.
And now you're not doing any of that. What are you still drinking beers though?
I have one right here.
All right. There you go.
Congratulations,
good boy. Now, no, I mean, I know that you enjoy to take the edge off a little bit sometimes. And
oh, yes, absolutely.
I wanted to bring you in at the beginning of this drugs and alcohol conversation because I know you have a lot of thoughts on a lot of things, and this is something that you can relate to also. My contention about drugs and alcohol is someone who started smoking pot at a very, very young age, and I spent my teenage years really experimenting with psychedelics and LSD and mushrooms and some designer.
I feel like we should just cut
raver
to you
drugs
in the desert
at
as
that
a
point.
child, spinning in a circle.
Well, see, that's the thing. I was really taken by that Doors of Perception, Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
I named this episode Sound Immaculate because that was really the inspiration towards me wanting to open my own doors of perception.
Did you ever read
Aldous Huxley's?
Yeah.
I've read. I haven't read all of it, but I've read a lot of it, and I know I've read a lot of the quotes that Jim certainly appreciated from that. And I do agree with it. And Jim's poetry was, kind of in my foundation growing up through that time, and inspired at least a lot of the writing that I was doing at the time. But also, he did kind of inspire me to want to know what those drugs felt like and to release those, open up those perceptions in my own brain and release those chemicals that, really expand the mind and make awareness of, Joe Rogan really did put it so eloquently and great on his show that it demonstrates the insignificance that we really are in this world. What a small little particle we are.
I think it absolutely hallucinogenics and even just marijuana.
Yeah,
really changed the way I looked at things, at everything.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, it definitely
my relationships with people.
Yeah, it made me kinder,
the same thing with me.
Gentler, more interested in people, less abrasive.
Too far.
I mean, it did. And when we do these conventions, I know you have a beer in hand. Often it's a lot of work talking to people, and it makes us a little friendlier and looser and more willing to engage and discuss, and not only willing to answer the same questions that we hear over and over again, whether I had nightmares and how long you were in makeup for,
Oh my God.
But more than that, it does kind of just loosen you up to have a more interest in people.
Well, you have to look at things from their point of view, too. I mean, lots of times, I know these people know exactly how long I was in makeup because they've heard it.
Sure.
They've seen it written somewhere. But they get up to you, and you're the star to them, and they get nervous, and they don't know what to say to you, so they go, I heard the makeup was terrible, was it?
Yeah. They ask you a question they clearly know the answer to.
Yes, and they just feed into it. You tell them, you talk to them, you try to find a different angle on it for them, so
Now, when you made this movie when you were 20, and I know that you studied acting in Chicago, right? And you theater was how you came into it, but you lived very much like me. I waited tables for 17 years. You worked in the restaurant business a long time.
Oh yeah, my whole life.
Yeah. I mean that's. I do think acting and waiting tables go hand in hand because you have these little performances with every person, and
Dude,
it's memorization. It's the same skill set.
I worked at Chili's for 10 years. In that time, I made 3 feature horror films while I worked at Chili's.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they really do go hand in hand. But not only that, but it added some. I mean, your life. You had the same humility that I did. You don't. people say to us stuff like, "Oh, you guys are you're like man of the people and stuff." Like, no, we are the people. What are you talking about? We are as much you as you are us. Like, I mean, you and I didn't live in the lap of luxury in Los Angeles, and despite people that think, "Oh, you were in a movie, you must be filthy rich."
I get that shit today.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the fuck should I be? That movie was in
years
1974.
And not telling anyone. I just wouldn't tell people because then they got these questions to answer. Geez, what the hell are you doing here? Waiting, tending bar at this dump or whatever.
Yeah.
What are you doing here in this neighborhood of Chicago? Why aren't you in L.A.? Well, it's not that simple. Dipwad.
Yeah.
You think if I could,
maybe I don't like LA.
If I could, I would.
Oh, thanks for the tip. I just left the movie set to come bullshit with you.
Yeah.
I don't even work here.
So much for the kinder, gentler. So much for the kinder and gentler me. That just went right out the window, didn't it?
So John, when did pot? Was it a part of your life at one point?
Oh yeah, I
was.
started smoking. I can tell you the day. I had my first joint was the 3rd of July, 1968.
Oh, wow. What a great time to smoke a joint.
In an apartment on Woodlawn Avenue in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
And,
man.
68, you were born in 54. Well, he was born in 54, so you're 14 years old, right around the same time as me.
No, I was born in 53. So I was
53,
15,
okay.
so.
All right, close enough.
And then that weekend, for that weekend, I went with these other hippies, friends of my sister's, up to Comfort, Texas, to Guadalupe River, and stayed in a cabin up there and went tubing, which is slow-mo tubing in Texas, man.
Yeah.
It's really slow and easy tubing.
Yeah.
And smoked dope that entire holiday, just constantly.
Yeah.
And got my training wheels off, and then I was just.
And then that's it. Then you're off to the races.
Learned how to roll my own joint, and that was all.
And
she
then
wrote.
nobody could stop you.
Yeah.
Katie bar the door.
But I noticed, I've had plenty of drinks with you, but you pass on. I mean, even before you dealt with the health issues. I mean, you passed on the joint. Did you have a turn off to weed at some point? Or
paranoia, yeah. I got indicted. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're
Is that
fine.
locked? I think I locked my wife outside in the rain.
Hi, Stacy.
Oh, it's Donna. Hey. Oh, what you got?
John's wife, Stacy's sweetheart too.
Actually, this is her mother was bringing me over some food.
Oh, okay.
Uber Eats.
Goes good with the beer.
Okay.
So, what are you eating?
What are you eating over there?
What do you got there?
What are you eating?
Mashed potatoes, meatloaf.
Okay. Are you?
Sounds fantastic.
So are you eating whatever you want at this point, or do you still have restrictions?
Yeah, I have just this last week. I started eating pretty much anything that I can chew on.
Oh, good. Well, is that suggestive?
Nice.
My new thing is cereal. I just been dying for cereal, so I realized after all these months that hey, I can just pour the milk on it, wait 15 minutes, and then eat it.
There you go, softens it right up.
And so I've been like hitting the cereal like a madman the last few days. Once I just, it took me 6 months to figure that out. Ugh.
Well, if you could get past the paranoia, pot and cereal go really good together. Just so you know,
pot and anything go.
They
good.
really.
Well, I tell you what happened with.
It's like Skippy and jelly.
Yeah.
Bye, Donna. Thank you. That was my mother. Oh. Brought all this stuff over.
Yeah, so now also I've heard that a lot, that even though you were so used to smoking pot for years, a paranoia switch flips and kind of doesn't feel the same.
That's
anymore.
why I didn't start smoking pot till I was 38.
Yeah,
it was the same thing that turned me off to LSD, and then shortly after that, I had one or two bad trips, and then.
Well, I do think.
Then I continued doing LSD because I knew I wouldn't have a bad trip.
Listen, you can only rob so many banks in Mexico shirtless before you have to stop doing cocaine. So that's where I drew my line.
This is Joe Davison.
Like,
John, you guys would get along real good. I certainly think with psychedelics and mushrooms and LSD, I haven't practiced what I've preached in life in this case, but I do think that less is more with those drugs.
I'm very angry.
I do think that they open up your mind to a different grasp of reality and different perceptions and perspectives. But, Timothy Leary, maybe Charles Manson, whatever, like people who do it to excess have serious problems. Your brain really can only handle being opened up that way so many times.
I don't know if I smoke so much weed, I'll become
Timothy Leary got
Manson.
really fucking weird, started drinking like a madman and beating the shit out of his wife and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that can be like anything really in excess.
Anything with excess is the problem. And that's part of my argument here. One of the things I feel about drugs and alcohol, the war on drugs to me is a bullshit notion for many different reasons, but it's not the drugs themselves. It's the addiction. It's the excess. It's the overindulgence. It's the same thing when it comes down to other things that are just simply bad for you if you do too much of it. We need to have the ability to set limits and be responsible with things like that, or we need the help to keep us in check if we can't. And I know another big debate about it is, whether addiction is your genetics and something that you can't avoid and it's just part of your makeup, or if it's simply just an individual weakness.
Yeah, I think I probably have a bit of an addictive personality, but I've managed to always, control it somehow.
Yeah.
I've been out of control here and there. I've been in rehab 2 times.
Yeah, I was through a rehab when I was young.
When I realized that I am out of control here, I gotta fucking do something.
Yeah. I mean, I went to rehab mostly for pot when I was a teenager, just because it was,
They send you to fucking rehab for pot?
I just came up with a funny sketch idea where
that
it's
scene from
rehab
Half
for
Baked
child
too.
actors.
You're here for marijuana? You ever suck dick for marijuana?
I seen it.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, I was trying other shit too. And, you're 16, 17 years old and you're trying all different things, and maybe it was I certainly appreciate the experience because it gave me that perspective of what addiction is and what going too far is, and I'm very fortunate for the sake that cocaine is not something that I love. I'll never love it. Alcohol is not something that I love.
Yeah,
I can drink on occasion, and I like to drink, and a couple drinks is fine. Here. But I will never be a full-blown alcoholic because I don't enjoy being drunk enough.
I don't enjoy being sick.
I don't enjoy that. I love being stoned, and I really don't see a day that's going to be out of my life.
Man, it makes snack food way better.
Well, the thing about pot now is it's so goddamn potent.
It is.
And, in my day, you could smoke a big joint with another guy and smoke the whole fucking thing, 2 of you, and have a really nice, fun time. And now, as I got older and smoked less, I still occasionally take a hit.
Yeah.
But
this shit
as I've gotten older and smoked less and less, the marijuana these days is so fucking potent that if I take 1 hit, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. You're done. That's it.
The party's over. You're gonna find me in the bedroom with the coats sleeping. That's.
Yeah, Joe and I got Robert Mukes insanely high in New Mexico. He needed a timeout. His night was over, and he is a guy's 3 times the size of me.
Dude, he is.
But
giant,
no, you're right. I mean, the weed is incredibly strong, but it's also more understood now too. And there are different levels, and there are bud takers and like bartenders that are weed experts that can tell you specifically what you need.
I need to open up a weed.
They sound so fucking nerdy.
Yeah,
What's a weed bar?
They do.
Is it indica? Sounds like
I hate
when
that shit.
They start
it becomes
talking
a
about
science. It's a
craft
science.
beers.
This is purple unicorn.
It is
Kush.
the exact equivalent to craft beers, which I can't stand either.
Fucking nerds, man.
Nerds
with
if
substance abuse
American
problems.
craft beer brewers will get past their love of IPA.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're not a craft beer guy. Are you?
I like an occasional. As a matter of fact, when my daughter and a couple of friends were visiting, we went to a little microbrewery pub downtown Nashville when they were here to have actually it was like a late breakfast or early lunch or something.
Yeah.
Like 10:30 in the morning. And I tried 2 things off their menu that I enjoyed, but I wouldn't sit and drink that.
Exactly.
Stuff.
That's it. You can't drink 10 of them. It's not. You can't sit there and have a night of drinking craft beers.
I don't care enough.
I swear to God, it's all IPA.
It's like watching football. Man.
Yeah,
I don't care
my
enough.
brother Derek loved beer. Man, that was his thing. He loved pot too, but he loved beer. But it was just my older brother who passed away in 2000. Yeah, when he was 27. Yeah. We talked about him a bunch last week in episode 2. But yeah, he loved beer. He loved beer for sure. More than me. I don't drink much beer. I'm a rum and vodka guy.
I can't even do that dude.
Myself. I could drink plenty of rum and vodka, but
when we came back to the DoubleTree, man, I came upstairs and you were standing there with that mixed drink in your hand. You were like doing little circles. Do you remember this?
No.
Dude, you were wrecked.
Was I?
You were wrecked. Well, we had smoked all night and drank all night.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't drink.
And also I'm overtired at those conventions
at that
too.
point, yeah.
And if I don't sleep good, which happens, then I get like these burst blood vessels in my eyes, and people think I'm insanely high because my eyes just will not clear. No matter what. Now, what about the law, John? Have you gotten yourself in trouble with drugs and alcohol?
Yeah, the spring of 1971, I was indicted by a grand jury.
Wow.
For trafficking in marijuana, amphetamines, and LSD.
Oh, geez.
And they had no fucking...
You were a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
But they had no evidence.
Yeah.
None. This was a small town in Indiana.
Yeah.
And somebody, one of my so-called friends, a guy, he just come back from Vietnam, had this high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who was a friend of mine, and he gave her a bunch of acid to try to get in her pants or something. Some really fucking boneheaded thing.
Yeah.
Classy move.
She started freaking out.
Sex with a girl who's tripping way too hard is always a lot of fun. Yeah.
Is it? Really?
No, that sounds horrible.
That sounds like you trying to have sex with a mule.
And that's how it all started. And so she starts freaking out terribly, and he doesn't know what to do because he's high. He's tripping.
Yeah.
And he takes her to the hospital instead of calling one of us. Takes her to the hospital. And the police come, of course, and he's there, like, peeking on orange sunshine.
Oh, my God.
And the police start asking questions, and he just answered anything I wanted to know. So they opened up a grand jury investigation and busted about fucking 20 of us.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he gave names.
Your friend fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, that guy sucked. What happened to him?
Yeah, what's he doing now? Where's he buried?
I don't know. I don't give a
Probably hanging out with Skippy.
Yeah.
Elijah
probably still living in that same. Probably still living in that same trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
But
he's state's evidence.
Yeah, I had a run-in with the law down here in Florida a few years back. Basically, I had a friend had left. This sounds like the excuse you give the cops, but it's actually the truth. A friend had left like a handful of Klonopin, 5 or 6 Klonopin in the middle console of my car, and I had some really, really fire, incredibly strong-smelling weed in my pocket. I hadn't smoked any in the car, but it just smelled so strong just from my pocket. And I was in the middle lane of 3 lanes turning left in Florida onto 19, 3 lanes turning left. Somehow, I guess I went from the middle lane to the right lane as I was turning, in the process cutting in front of a cop that was in the right lane that I didn't notice. He pulled me over. He comes up to the car, and he's talking to me for not even 30 seconds, and he's like, okay, when's the last time you smoked weed in this car? I said, I haven't smoked any weed, and I don't know what you're talking about. They pulled me out, searched the car, and I was like, all right, I got a little bit of pot. In my head, I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of pot. I think I'll be all right. I'm going to get away with this, This was like less than an eighth of weed.
Yeah.
And then I hear, oh, what are these pills in the center console? And oh, shit. And I didn't even fully understand like what Klonopin was at that time.
What is it?
It's anti-anxiety medicine. Some people take it because of anxiety, because of like nerves and tremors, and also to help sleep and different reasons like that. It's often prescribed along with a
people take it for
depression
reasons.
drug. Yeah, they have reasons for taking it. Matter of fact, this is the irony of the story. But I get arrested. I get sent in jail for the night. I had to do 30 hours community service.
When was this?
This was in like 2012 or something. I had 30 hours community service, about $2,500 worth of fines, 9 months of probation where I was not allowed to smoke weed for 9 months.
Damn,
for the
that
first
judge did
time
not
in
like
my
horror
life.
movies.
No, he didn't give a shit about that. I never came up. But yeah, and I ended up having probation. Ironically, my probation officer ended up being a 6-foot redhead named Miss Loveday. I was just going to say her name because it happened to be Loveday, and she was like this voluptuous.
Was she hot?
She was. She was incredibly
trying
hot.
to hit it?
Yeah, but she did test me a couple times, so I did have
Did she
to
hold her
stop
dick when she
smoking
tested
weed.
you?
No, she didn't even look at it. But
no, she's 6 foot tall. What are you? Gonna do?
yeah, exactly.
You gotta like jump on that fucking.
That depends on the angle.
Yeah.
But no, she was okay, but I had to stop smoking weed for 9 months. But I had to also pay $2,500 in fines. I spent a night in jail. I mean, I'm claustrophobic. That part sucked. I really hated that. It was not that big of a deal. It was one night, but I even hated like the 40 minutes in handcuffs in the back of this car. The whole thing for weed possession, which now a couple years later, and I have a Florida prescription for marijuana and Klonopin.
You should go find Miss Loveday and be like,
I have a prescription for both of the things that I went through all that. So that just shows that not only has pot become a law of geography, but even medications like Klonopin are a law of authorized dealers.
Dude, I got 30 people
if
in
you
my
go
house
through the doctor
on prescriptions
and you get it, it's no problem.
If I ever get pulled over for Klonopin, I'm cool. I've got
I didn't have a prescription at that time, and that was actually a felony charge. And then I went to a doctor. I said I have anxiety. The first thing he wrote me a prescription for was Klonopin. So they want to sell it to you. It's just who you buy it from.
That's like
which is really
Lexapro's bad too, man.
Incredible. I mean, I was looking up some of the stats, and I don't want to get analytical, stat heavy about things, but we they spend $40+ billion on the war on drugs, but they're still arresting 1.3 million people for drug possession every year in the country, roughly.
Shit
and I don't
too,
see
man.
how
some weed.
Some weed.
With some weed
Even
in
that,
his
it was
pocket.
like 650,000 marijuana
So
possession
stupid.
arrests, which then come with a fine, come with the community service, come with bonding yourself out.
Well, you're
Did you call your mom?
criminalizing a whole bunch of people that don't mean that you don't that really aren't criminals.
Of course they're not. Of
Yeah.
course they're not. They're. I see. I do believe that when you're talking about the irresponsibility that being impaired can create, and you're trying to protect other people, there are laws that are necessary for that. I get that, but first of all,
those laws are already there.
Those laws are there. Those laws are separate. And if I want to, medicate myself, albeit improperly as it may be, how is that exactly someone else's business? And not only is it their business, but they can cause financial hardships on you. And this happens especially at a coming of age time. They're 15, 16, 17 years old. You want to, before you even know what you're going to be, where you're going to go to college, you get a couple stupid little drug charges that end up permanently putting your mugshot on even 18, 19, 20 years old these days are ages where simple little drug charges are going to fuck up your opportunities in life.
Dude,
my last real job that I had in the food and beverage industry was I was a bar manager in a gambling casino on the Ohio River, a casino boat. And the last thing I had to do, I'd already been hired on. I'd been working there for about a week. And I had to go interview with the gaming commission to get a gaming license. I had to be licensed in order to work in a casino. And I had to sit down with an Indiana State police officer. This woman officer, very nice, said, "Don't, just relax, we'll get through this real quick." And she goes, "Do you have any skeletons? Is anything going to pop up?
Yeah.
Might screw this up." And I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "Oh, no, what?"
Oh, no.
And I told her that I was indicted by a grand jury for trafficking and dangerous drugs.
Which never sounds good.
Yeah.
That's not a good sentence to get through. Yeah.
The grand jury indictment, for one thing.
Yeah. That sounds serious. Yeah.
And, you gotta say it with attitude, though.
Yeah. You gotta say, maybe if you say it confidently, you'll intimidate.
I was indicted by a grand jury.
Yeah. She was like,
and then just stare at her. Am I hired?
She goes, when was this? I said 1971. She goes, "Oh, hell, we don't care about that."
Well, thank God there at least.
My job over it. Oh, hell.
Yeah. I mean, I am grateful that the laws are shifting to this much at least. I mean, I am smoking a joint with no fear of getting in any trouble because I went through the steps and I'm allowed to do that, and I was able to prove the point that it does help me. I'm not a child anymore. I know what helps me and what hurts me, and I know what type of person I am with it, and I know what type of person I am without it. And I still pay all the bills that I need to pay. I still get through my life for the most part just fine. Do I have some extra lazy days where I eat a little too much because I smoke too much weed? Yeah.
Every day.
Do I take a 2-hour nap
day.
sometimes? Yeah. I mean, that's
I don't
fine.
get the nap, but yeah.
Do I get a little? Did I get through 8 episodes of MasterChef in the last 12 hours? I did. I did, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Did I binge a whole season?
I love those shows.
Oh, they're the best, right?
Yeah.
I want to see if I could be on it.
Can I read this?
What? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this is just because we're talking about crazy laws. This is in Alabama. Bear wrestling is prohibited. In Alabama, you're not allowed to wrestle a bear.
You can't wrestle a bear.
In Mobile, Alabama, it's against the law to throw confetti or spray silly string.
Even alone, you can't spray silly string or confetti.
You can't
it's
throw
dangerous,
confetti
guys.
or
Do you not know the dangers of
string.
silly string?
Whoa. There was a confetti explosion at the end of the Impractical Jokers show last night. I wonder if we all would have been arrested.
Alabama, yeah.
20 years.
In Mobile, it's illegal to spit or throw fruit skins on the sidewalk.
Well, I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Fruit skins, because they're not digestible easy by animals.
Maybe.
Well, I've seen all those cartoons with a banana skin hurting people.
Yeah, exactly.
True. All right, it makes sense.
A banana skin, that's different.
Yeah,
Wile E. Coyote's going to run into the fucking wall.
In Montgomery,
not fucking around there.
It's illegal to open an umbrella on the street because it might scare the horses.
Where? Where's that one?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, Alabama especially.
You're really into this Alabama thing, right?
Huh?
Dominoes may not be played on Sunday. It's illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in church.
I had sex in the back of a movie theater in Birmingham, Alabama. How is that?
That's legal.
That's legal?
If you do it missionary. And in Lee County.
You have to lay on the floor.
Missionary is real tough in a movie theater.
Well,
this is
that's why it's legal.
Why?
This is a cowgirl
do it out in
situation.
front of everybody.
I always thought you were really creative, Alex. But
Alex, have you done that? Is that why you asked specifically about that?
I did do that. I have done that. And
Lee
if you're gonna ask me that, I got some
in that particular town.
Yeah. Oh, we got questions.
I did. Yeah. Maybe I should talk about it, but I did have sex in the back of a.
Okay, I'm only gonna do the top 10
movie screening in Birmingham.
What movie?
In where? What town?
I think it was in Birmingham, or maybe it was Mobile.
What was the movie?
So it was in Alabama.
That doesn't matter.
It's unlawful to howl at ladies inside of the city limits. You can't sell peanuts after sundown on a Wednesday. You can't salt the railroad tracks.
You know who it was with.
And you can't dress up as a priest on Halloween.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't
do what to a railroad track?
You can't throw salt on a railroad track.
Oh. Is it bad luck?
Who knows, man? Yeah, I mean throwing salt. Yeah, what's
well?
It become?
I got some have you questions for you, John. We did this with our last two guests, Felissa Rose and Christina Lease, and I made them a little more appropriate for you. Here are 10 have you questions for you.
Oh man,
John Dugan, have you ever dined and dashed?
No.
As a someone in the business, I have to respect that.
He worked in restaurants.
Yeah, exactly. That's the business I was referring to.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an unhealthy obsession with anyone?
Candace Bergen.
Something borderline. Running the memories.
He's not going to tell us.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Did it ever get unhealthy?
Possibly, yeah. I think
something was borderline.
Well, I think someone who was done with me. You know, we've been together. She was done with me, but I was not done yet. And
right. So okay. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Have you ever been caught cheating by an ex?
Caught cheating? No.
Yep. No. Have you ever slept with a married woman?
Yes.
Have you ever shit your pants as an adult?
Yes.
Have you ever blamed a fart on someone else?
Yes.
Have you ever
a little toddler kid.
Have you ever? I'd asked Christine and Fliss if they ever cleaned a fish, but I was going to up the ante for you. Have you ever skinned an animal?
I've skinned a fish.
Yeah, okay, me too. That's the only one I've done too.
I've never like skinned a deer.
No, me neither. Me neither. I don't think I could. Anyways, have you? This I think I know. Have you ever blacked out from alcohol? Do you black out?
Yeah. Yes. As a matter of fact, I can remember the one time.
Yeah.
The first and only time that I remember I blacked out.
Yeah. Sometimes you only know from stories. That's the only way you ever found out.
I was in Greece.
At 7-Eleven.
Where were you?
I was in Athens, Greece, and I was
That's
staying
the place
on
to do
it. I was staying on the roof of a hotel by Ammonia Square, and you could just lay your sleeping bag out on the roof for like a couple drachs because it never ever rains in Greece.
Is that currency?
Summertime. Huh?
Is that currency? Grox?
Drachma, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a few drachs to just toss your sleeping bag out there. And they had some cover with cots, and stuff like that. And then there were 2 rooms up there, too, that actually had sinks, and they had a closed door and all that stuff. Anyway, I was staying up there, and these people from Iowa, they were from Iowa, was staying up there, and they had a friend coming in, and we went down to I don't know, where the airport bus comes in, and we met her, and then we went on like a 2-day fucking drunk, showing her the sights of Athens. We've gone up to the
that you know of.
Yeah, I remember. We've gone up to the
this is the Parthenon.
To the Parthenon, exactly. Up to the Acropolis, overlooking the city, and we had a couple bottles of Retsina wine and a bottle of Ouzo and all sorts of stuff. And they had rented a car. They had a Volkswagen.
This sounds safe.
And the last I remember was getting in that fucking car after we left.
That's the worst place to black out.
Yeah.
And I woke up in my sleeping bag on the roof of the hotel.
Wow.
Oh man, that is not good time to lose.
Yeah.
So I walked. These people had a room on the roof, and I poked my head in the door, and the girl was like washing out her bra in the sink or something, doing something sort of domestic, And everybody looked at me, and she goes, "I bet you want to know what you did last night, don't you?" And I was like, "Oh, shit."
Was it something to cause you to wash out your bra?
Does it involve your tits?
Yeah, exactly.
I must have done something to your tits, I guess.
Sounds like I had a great time.
But I said, "Oh, how bad was?" I just said, "How bad was it?" And one of the guys said, "Well, do you remember when you did the Munchkin song and the little dance?"
Oh my gosh!
Like from
I
Wizard
said,
of
"No,
Oz."
I don't want to hear any.
I can picture it. Yeah, that's a good time to stop the story.
The Lollipop Guild,
Yeah. It must have been.
Yeah.
I could actually picture you doing that too. I blacked out, since this did turn into a story, I'll give one real quick. I blacked out at a convention once, evidently. I never thought I would black out, but I was drinking a lot, and anybody who does know me knows that I don't ever, pretend to have money. I don't have much money. I save what I can. I work hard, but I never pretend to be rich. I never.
Yeah.
But supposedly I was smoking a cigarette, and we went into someone's car, obviously, to smoke weed. and I was smoking a cigarette too.
The random people
and
we smoke
and
weed
they
with.
said that I put my cigarette out on the floor of their passenger seat, and they were like, "What are you doing, man?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll buy you another one. What's the big deal?" And they told me this story, and I was like, "There's no fucking way that happened."
Yeah.
And all 4 people in the car said, "Oh, absolutely, that happened. That's exactly what you said."
Wow.
Last night.
I'll buy you another
I'll buy
one.
you a new one.
Yeah.
That was never me.
Millionaire Alex.
Dude, you got mistaken for Sean Austin again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought you were Elijah Wood. Yeah.
No, I don't know if he...
You thought you were Elijah Wood.
That's a bad night. Yeah. All right, 2 more questions for you, John. Have you ever gotten a DUI?
Yes.
Okay. I just had that
Own
one.
it.
I never got... And the last question, which is...
When I was in my 40s, I finally caught up with me when I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
Because I actually I had a burnout taillight, and the guy said, let me ask something. Do I seem that drunk to you? You know, because the breathalyzer really didn't do well. Not very
Didn't
well
get
at
good
all.
grades on that test.
And I said, do I seem that drunk to you? You know, when my numbers came up, he goes, no, not at all. He said, how much you must drink a lot.
Yeah.
He goes, if I blew that high, I'd be throwing up and passed out by now.
And then put you in handcuffs and walk you.
And he goes, as a matter of fact, if it wasn't for that taillight, the burnout taillight, I never would have pulled you over. You weren't like weaving down the road or anything.
Well,
I was kind of proud, you know.
I've seen you after quite a few, and you're still able to hold court and tell some great stories too. So I appreciate you telling us some good stories tonight.
Setting.
Well, I have one more question for you, which was courtesy
stories.
of my sound engineer here. Have you ever had, and your life is interesting enough that I thought it was worth asking because it's possible. Have you ever had sex with a hitchhiker?
And what was his name?
No, but I almost had sex as a hitchhiker.
All right.
I got a couple questions.
I'll tell you this one real quick. I was 16 or 17 years old. And I was hitchhiking to Bloomington, Indiana, from my hometown.
Oh my God, is this a Gacy story?
This is only John would. This was the right question to ask because I know there's. Go ahead.
I was hitchhiking down for homecoming, 1970, I guess, and the fall of 1970 or 69, 70, I guess, and I get out of town. I make it a ways out of town, and I get to where I have to turn to go due south to Bloomington, and an old guy picks me up in just a terrible beat up pickup truck. You know.
Yeah.
I toss my rucksack in the back of the truck and hop in, and I'm trying to be friendly, and he will not look at me or smile or say anything.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, shit, you know. And so I was trying to make conversation with him, and it was the year of the terrible corn blight, where all the corn was dying and all the farmers
Does
were having
corn play into this somehow?
Yeah, cornholing maybe.
Corn cobbing.
I knew it.
Corn cobbing,
so
I don't care.
So I tried to ask him about that, and you know, he just kind of blows me out. It's like I just said the blight, blight causing a problem. He goes, yeah, it's everybody's problem. So I thought, okay,
how about that corn,
he don't want to talk about that. So we come around this curve to where I have to get off at Highway 46, which is the curve I thought I told you it was at before. But we come around this big curve, and there's a flashing red light, and I'm like, oh, thank God he's going to have to stop, you know. And so I said, I'm getting off right here. And he turns and looks at me and goes, you wouldn't want to have your Peter played with a little bit there, would you?
That's the best sell ever.
And so
you were like, yeah, all right.
Balls.
And so I said, of course I said, what?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that. You were like, yeah, dude.
Who turns that down?
Yeah.
You'll remember
wouldn't
that.
Wouldn't want to have your Peter played with a little bit, would you? And I said, no, sir, thanks a lot. I'm getting off up here.
I love that you'll remember exactly how he said that for the rest of your life.
And then he goes, well, have you ever had blowjob before? Wish I hadn't been that lucky yet, you know. And And I said, no, sir. He goes, oh, you want one? And I said, no. And he's getting closer and closer to this, flashing red light. And I got my hand on the door handle of the truck. And I'm thinking, I have to get my rucksack out of the back.
Yeah, you do.
I got to do this. I have to be really fast.
Duck and roll.
And this is how he got his first blowjob.
Yeah.
And so I open up the door as he's slowing down. I'm stepping out, and he has a running board on this old truck, thank God. So I'm standing on the running board and reaching around. I got the door open. He's slowing down to stop. And he goes, how about a couple $2 just to look at it?
Oh, my God.
And I went, no.
Oh, you didn't do that either?
I off the truck with my rucksack.
Man, you missed a lot of.
I mean, you're kind of a prude.
Yeah.
And then,
I gotta
that's
tell.
when I almost had sex while hitchhiking.
I gotta tell anyone
That's
who's listening who may think that we set this conversation up. I had no idea that question would lead to that story.
I got a couple questions when you're done.
Okay, go ahead. Mikey Wells, Body Piercer, and He-Man has some questions for you.
He-Man.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
He's He-Man.
Who is the most
Stacey says
famous
hi.
person you've smoked weed with, and why is it Michael J. Fox?
The most famous person I smoked weed with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably, oh boy, it's been a few. Toby Hooper,
Nice.
Kim Henkel, of course. She was there as well.
Yeah.
William Forsythe.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, I haven't smoked with him. I drank with him.
Oh, shit, be careful.
Yeah?
He'll put you down, boy.
Yeah, I believe it.
He killed an entire party in Nashville a few years ago. Just, everybody was like, okay, I got to go. We were having a great time.
He's standing there in his loose shorts. Hey!
Okay, go ahead. Another question for
okay,
John.
one more question.
Was at that party. I'm trying to think of my LA.
We're getting the dirt now.
Yeah.
All right, I got another question.
Okay.
Bobby Newworth. You know who Bob Newworth? You know who Bobby
We're
Newworth?
getting all the dirt out here.
It's a long list.
Yeah. All right, sweet.
It's
I got
more
one more.
of a scroll.
Okay.
One more question for you.
What's the next question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you think would win in a fight? Alex Vincent or Elijah Wood?
Oh, man. Saw that coming.
Alex Fisher or Elijah Wood. I said Elijah Wood.
Oh, geez. Thank you, John. Thanks, John. Get my ass kicked by a hobbit. Now, Mikey's.
Oh, Elijah Wood. I was thinking of Tobey Maguire.
That's even worse, I think. All right, I'll remember that one.
Yeah, David Schwimmer.
I don't want to fight Tobey Maguire, actually. He's probably
David
in pretty
Schwimmer
good shape.
or who?
He's probably in pretty good shape.
Jason Biggs.
Jason Biggs or David Schwimmer?
Yeah, they fought. They're the same person, basically.
I'm going to have to say Jason Biggs.
Who was cracking up back there?
Yeah,
was
who
that
was
on your
that?
end?
Do you have a bird?
That was Stacy.
That was Stacy. That was a good laugh, Stacy. All right, John, I got to let you go. We got our band, The Resonance, who's going to come in and chat with me for a bit, and they're performing live tonight. So we got to get them on shortly. It
was great talking to you,
thank you
sir.
for having you on. Anyway,
Nice talking to you guys. I'll see you down the road.
It was wonderful speaking
and
with you.
anytime you don't have a guest or something, give me a call.
I will. I'll be happy to have you.
gonna
Yeah,
call
these
you
stories
on
are
board.
great.
All right, John. Thanks. We'll talk more soon.
Enjoy your
What if that
meatloaf.
guy's still alive? What if that old guy's still alive?
Oh, man, dude. What was his name?
I wonder how many other guys he's asked that to, just like that too.
Yeah,
want
well,
your Peter
he
Pan?
probably
Have
had,
Peter played with?
You want to have your Peter
he,
play
you know,
with?
he probably had a
gotta get
little
that guy on
denture.
the
You know, it might have
podcast.
been. I should have probably.
He was a Lemon Party member.
You want to get your Peter played with?
Want me to suck on it?
Okay, break a leg, guys.
All right.
It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, John.
And loose.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thanks, bud.
Let me see it.
John Dugan, everybody. He is so much fun. If you ever see him at a convention, definitely, just go talk to him because
Dude, now
he's
everyone
got
has to
a
say
million stories.
what your Peter played with.
He's
Whenever
got a
you
million
see him,
stories.
That's what you need to say to him.
Yeah.
What your Peter
Just want to
played with?
say, by chance, you ever had your Peter played with?
Give me a few bucks just to look at it. Let me see it.
Want to make some money?
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. The Resonance is going to come in soon. I got another song that I'm going to play of theirs in a bit, but first I'm going to play a song that we recorded at the studio with an artist named Corey Webb. This was a couple weeks back at the studio, couple months, excuse me, avproductionsonline.com. It's 9:38 weather and time
is coming in. It is the
Resonance
22%, and it's Wednesday.
The Resonance will be on with us next. You can call in, by the way, guys. I forgot to tell you earlier, but it's 973-354-2447. If you have a funny drug or alcohol story in the next 30 minutes or so, give us a call.
Yeah, because
but give this song a listen. It's called "To Hurt Me."
I'm not sleeping on this. I'm not eating. I'm pissed. All I think about is you. All I think about is you. I cry all night long, wishing my heart was gone. All I think about is you. All I think about is you. Talk like you want me to be something with you. It's like you have no clue. Lies are what you do. You say you want closer, then you push me further. Maybe it's in your nature to hurt me. To hurt me, I keep trying too hard, yeah. I let down my guard, 'cause all I think about is you. All I think about is you. I don't know how to feel, I just want something real. All I think about is you. All I think about is you. Talk like you want me to be something with you. It's like you have no clue. Lies are what you do. You say you want closer, then you push me further. Maybe it's in your nature to hurt me. You've got your finger ready for the trigger. You're all I think about, all I think about, all I think about, all I think about. You've got your finger ready for the trigger. You're all I think about, all I think about, all I think about, all I talk like you want me to be something with you. It's like you have no clue. Lies are what you do. You say you want closer, then you push me further. Maybe it's in your nature to hurt me.
Hi, this is Bill Mosley, and you're listening to The Final Note, a real dirge, if you get the urge.
All right, we're back, guys. The Resonance is sitting in with us now. These guys came in the studio a month back or 6 weeks or so ago. You could throw on those headphones, shut that door, and then, yeah, okay. They recorded 3 songs with me. I've played all 3 of them on our show already because I knew they were coming in. I'm going to play one of them a second time, even coming up. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. I played Cul-de-sac twice. Another song they did called Tombstone we're going to play as they get set to perform a song tonight called 1975.
Yeah,
right?
1975 sound. Yeah.
Awesome. So are you guys all from, where are you from originally? Now, 2 of you look exactly the same. I just want to say they're twins, right? You guys are twins? Brothers?
Not quite, but brothers for
brothers.
Sure.
Just same beard and receding hairlines.
Yeah.
Definitely
okay.
receding hairlines, yeah.
No, it looks good. So you guys grew up in this area? Where are you from?
I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
You are from Birmingham, Alabama. Did you hear our story?
On the backwards laws there.
The laws there are unbelievable.
Some of them are insane.
As someone who lived there, scooch a little closer to that.
Where you have to leave your horse when you go into the store.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just things that were never changed or updated.
Yeah, they just never figured what's the point.
We'll just leave those there. I mean, those need to be changed.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
It works for us.
There'll be no Birmingham hating.
You know what? Some comedian pointed out, which I think is so funny about that accent, that it's really not a Southern thing. It's because it's people from all over the country. I forget who said this, David Cross or something, but it doesn't matter where you're from. That accent lives in everywhere. Like where you're from. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
It's American.
I grew up in Minnesota, but now I live down in Houston, Texas.
You're like 50 miles inland of a coastal region.
Yeah.
You talk like that.
Then that's what happens, I guess.
You have the city, and then you have like the very rural,
sure,
outskirts. So
yeah, I've been to Birmingham and Mobile. I've been through Alabama a lot. So you guys have been playing together for how long?
Well, I guess as the Resonance, a couple months.
I love the name, the Resonance. By the way, when you guys said that when you came in, the sound resonates, and I haven't heard that band, the Resonance. That's a really good name. And what I noticed from your music is the storytelling is very personal to you guys as songwriters, and I think that is always effective in reaching people, because when you share part of yourself, other people are willing to open up parts of them to you. Have you now? You've got some live gigs coming up in the area. You're gonna play some out.
The only thing we have specifically coming up, we're playing at a venue called the Blue Note. It's just outside of Ybor City.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a really that.
Yeah,
sure. It's a really cool spot.
Small, but it's a spot. We've done one of those show there.
Yeah.
It went real well.
Cool.
Yeah. Sunday, February 24th.
February 24th.
We're playing with a really good Nashville band called Sugar Line Blue.
Awesome.
So they're kind of like a jam band, folksy sort of sound, kind of Southern. But...
What would you guys? Did you grow up playing, like taking music lessons together, or did you play in school?
Yeah, I mean, I like dabbled in like traditional band, like in school, but caught on to guitar when I was like 13 and never really looked back.
Man, I fucking wish I had the time when I was a kid to get good at guitar. It's one thing that I never had enough time to get good. I can play chords, but that's why I got into recording, is because I wanted other people that did have that dedication when they were kids to get good at the instrument. I wanted to help make them sound as good as possible, because you can't wear every hat at once. And I know these days with home studios, everyone learns a little bit of everything, but you can only really focus on one side of it, I think.
It takes you like doing GarageBand for like 5 minutes to realize, like, whoa, this is
this is a whole other side of things. Yeah. So you're playing together there now. We recorded 3 songs together. Did you release them yet, or you're going to put them together with something yet?
We haven't released them on social media or anything.
Not yet. Okay.
I've sent them out to a couple venues.
They were basically demos. We did live recordings for the most part of these songs.
We'd like to maybe add a couple to it at some point. So
I certainly would be happy to have you guys back in. You were a pleasure to work with, because you did know what you wanted, and you were ready to just pick up your instrument and play. There's no attitudes and
No, we had a great time, man.
We're saving our pennies.
Yeah.
Next 2 songs.
Well, we're not that expensive, but
no, you're not.
But we do definitely try to give you guys the best product that we can. So you guys were really fun to work with, and I think that based on the songwriting and the riffs, I was commenting earlier, you got these really great opening riffs to your songs. They're real catchy.
That's the brains behind it, man. He's really what got us all together. I mean, we've known each other for a while, and obviously growing up with Danny. And
sure.
I pretty much whatever music he listened to, I decided I would listen to. And then Matt and I have a history of loving some punk stuff that was the same for years, and known each other through college. And so he's been writing for a while. We finally got it together and started.
Yeah. Who were your big influences musically growing up?
The song that we're going to play, the 1975 sound, is, it's basically, and I think we all share this in common, is just growing up, my dad, like 1970s Southern rock, you know, Leonard Skinner and Allman Brothers and Marshall Tucker Band and all that stuff.
Sure.
And that just kind of got me into rock, which much to my dad's
makes you
shame,
want to pick up the guitar and learn those cool riffs that just light up the room. Yeah.
My dad would probably never show me that if he could do it again, because it led me to listening to punk rock, which he hated.
Which is an adaptable progression, to making music your own, especially leaving Alabama and coming to Florida, where You know, we're not that much more refined, I don't think.
Right.
But we're a melting pot, you know.
Totally.
And your song, "The Cul-de-sac," that was about your childhood, your guys. That was you.
Yeah, Matt put them all together.
Okay.
We kind of helped him. We helped him arrange it, but
The stories are yours. Yeah.
I'm a songwriter, but a very average musician.
Gotcha.
And I have friends who are above average
Excellent
musicians. So I was like, hey, help me do things.
That works great together.
That I want to do.
Well, that's really what happened. Is Matt had a show, was gonna open up by himself, acoustic for this band, and he's like, well, it'd sound a lot better if we had a drums and bass. So that's kind of we just started playing, and I don't know, his songs resonated with me.
Yeah. And there you go, and that led to the name. Well, you know, bands I know are a blending of personalities, and it's like a open relationship with 3 or 4 or 5 people, which is sometimes difficult. You guys have to stay together no matter what. That's right. So, and you guys seem to get along great. So I think you guys have a really good shot of making a lot of music together.
Yeah, it's been
I'm
fun.
looking forward to hearing your new song. I heard it in Soundcheck, and it sounded really good. I'm going to play the song that I have not played of yours yet, which was Tombstone. What is that one about?
That was I wrote that one for my granddad. He died in 2007, and so I'd kind of had that riff, you know, just for a little while. And man, that was just one that I wrote the lyrics in a day. You know, it just sort of came together and worked. So yeah, that's what that one's about.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, we're going to send you guys into the live room. I'm going to play that song for everybody, and that's going to be followed up by their new song, 1975. This is The Resonance with Tombstone.
Callous hands and fishing hooks, you'd reprimand with just a look. But we all knew what you had on your mind. Coffee grounds and cigarettes, your memories like a silhouette etched into the corners of my mind. And I was in the room tonight, the angels took you home. And I spoke all the words next to your tombstone. Back at you, look down and smile, like I do when you see the man your son became. Like you never will see right. My girls will only know you through the picture frame. And I heard when you got the news, you just shrugged and said, I got work to do. And I can't do a thing about that now. The one thing that stood out to me was the love you poured into Pauline. And every other soul you came around. And I was in the room tonight, the angels took you home. And I spoke all the words next to your tombstone. Back at you, look down and smile, like I do when you see the man your son became. Like you never will see right. And my girls will only know you by the picture frame. Yeah, black you never will see right. My girls will only know you through the picture frame. But they'll see you in their father every day.
All right, that's Tombstone from The Resonance, and they are in the live room right now. Let's see, we're trying to set up cameras and shit, and that was only a 3-minute song, so I'll just wait till they get the heads up that they're ready. who's still with us? Kellen, welcome to the little chat area. Jennifer, thanks for hanging out. Happy to be here for episode 3. That was a fun chat with John Dugan, man. He cracks me up. That was really, he is a blast. Let's see. I think we're ready. You guys ready in there? Yeah? All right, hold on. Let me see if we can hear them here. All right. This is called 1975. That was awesome, guys.
Thanks a lot, man.
Fucking killer, man. Great job.
Thanks a lot.
I hope that sounded as good on episode 3 here as that sounded in the studio, because that was awesome.
Thanks, man.
All right, I got to take a little break so I could switch over some settings here. So you're listening to The Final Note.
You're listening to The Final Note, live with Alex Vincent.
All right, now we're back. Oh, that was an easy transition. I think I figured out most of this audio situation. What'd you guys think of that song? I thought that was awesome. I hope it sounded good. I can't read what you guys are saying, but thank you guys for joining us tonight. I want to thank the residents. I want to thank John Dugan and Joe Davison and Mikey Wells for joining us tonight. It was a fun show. Next week, Miko Hughes is going to be our guest. Miko and I have a lot of parallels of our career, so much so that we were both filming on the Universal lot at the same time in 1989. We have a lot, and he also got into music and DJing and stuff, so we have a lot to talk about with him. Musical guest, a couple things in mind, so I'll let you know later in the week. But the drugs and alcohol, we didn't go too crazy. I had a couple shots. Maybe we're going to drink with the band afterwards. But I hope I got to make some of the points that I wanted to make about, the difference between drug use and drug addiction and the benefits versus the obvious negatives that, drug abuse certainly creates. I wanted to discuss some stories about a friend of mine, but we'll get into it another time. Got plenty of time. I did want to take a moment to sum up my thoughts, much like I did the last 2 weeks, this time about drugs and alcohol. And some of my thoughts are maybe a little out of the box. I don't know. But, I know some pass judgment on the escapism that drugs and alcohol provide many people in the world. But I can't help but appreciate the benefits that such an escape offers. Life can be very beautiful, but it also carries many deep burdens and hardships and heartbreak and struggles that seem insurmountable at times. And every stage of life is accompanied by new challenges. Some people certainly do have it more difficult than others. And as real as our individual strengths may be, so are our weaknesses. So, without question, certain impairments do tempt irresponsibility and create a potential of putting others at risk. And so for that reason, many of the restrictions and guidelines around drug and alcohol usage are not only valuable, they're necessary. And there must be consequences that deter irresponsibility towards others. But should anyone truly have a say in preventing irresponsibility towards oneself? And if so, what are the appropriate consequences? Should anyone anywhere ever be held accountable in the form of financial distress or a deprivation of freedom because they choose to medicate themselves or choose to give their money to an unauthorized dealer of the same medications that doctors and pharmacists legally profit from providing? Is it the studies and education of some that deem them capable of legally deciding what medications are acceptable to take? Maybe it is. They certainly, know more than the average person. But maybe it should also simply be up to us to decide how we want to live our lives, and any harm we're willing to risk to ourselves, maybe shouldn't be anyone else's business. I think the practice of taking medications or even drugs that are predominantly deemed illegal, if not, I don't think those drugs are irresponsible in and of themselves. I think the user, however, ultimately is responsible for how these choices affect those around them. And excess and overindulgence is often where the danger lies. But I think that much can be said about many aspects of life, whether it's overindulgent greed or addiction to television and video games or just too many cheeseburgers. I think we can all potentially exploit our own weaknesses in addiction and allow these pleasures of life to decay into poison. Now, I know some laws are appropriate to try and protect society from irresponsible actions of impaired people, But I think other laws may go a little too far in their attempt to control and limit the life experiences and personal decisions that most human beings are responsible enough to make for themselves. At the very least, these laws are certainly awfully selective. I mean, if we're free enough in this nation, and the world even, to purchase enough alcohol to kill ourselves legally for $9, then why are so many thousands upon thousands of people currently behind bars because of their personal choice in medication? You know, for some people, marijuana feels better than alcohol, or psychedelics even, or stimulants. I don't think anyone can legitimately argue that alcohol is any easier on the body, or less addictive, or less dangerous.
It's certainly more dangerous.
Here, let me flip your mic on.
Oh, I'm not even on? I'm not even on, folks.
There you are.
Been talking for 10 minutes.
Well, I think that the war against harming others is a valiant one, certainly, but the war on drugs, I think, is a misguided and failed notion. I think if those in Washington or in control or power
just do what they're doing,
really want to help, I think they should address the true problem and launch a war on addiction, because the temptations are not going anywhere, no matter how many billions of dollars are spent, or gained for that matter, within the current system. I think instead of arguing whether addiction is a disease or a weakness or following patterns of others in your life.
Hereditary, man.
No point in having that argument without recognizing that anyone who does need help, or more importantly, anyone who wants help, they should have the help they need as easily accessible to them as the temptations that surround them. I think that's really how you battle the drug problem in society, because I don't think drugs themselves are the problem. The problem is addiction. And if there was a war on addiction, the language we use, we think in language, and I think that language further addresses the real problem. I can flip your mic on there too. Back there, Mikey.
I was wondering why it was so quiet.
I'm listening to you.
Well, I was flipping over. I was flipping over from the live room to here, so let's turn you guys on. But those are my thoughts about that. I do certainly find benefits in some drugs. I often thought, all these different drugs. What if you took micro doses of each of them every day? I bet they would all kind of help. They were kind of put here for a reason. I think if you took a tiny little bump of cocaine, a tiny little shot of alcohol, a couple hits of weed, a little stem of a mushroom,
you'd never have cancer.
When you hear about these, like my great grandfather lived to 104 years old, and he took a shot of whiskey or whatever it was every day. I think this is kind of almost the same thing.
It just ferments. It just ferments you long enough.
Yeah. To get you through the shit.
Get you through another 100 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Could you imagine?
They're fairly harmless and small.
Could you imagine living to be like 150?
No. I don't think I could imagine that at all.
How horrible would that be?
I think the idea of being caught with it and having to do time is pretty rough.
Yeah, I think so too.
Imagine people still in prison for it.
It's like drinking versus drinking and driving.
From the 70s.
Yeah. You've never been arrested for any kind of drug issue,
No.
right?
Breaking and entering.
Breaking and entering?
Yeah. I was in 5th
Did you
grade.
Did you break and did you enter?
No, none of that was
Fucking
true.
Skippy had it coming, man.
Well, yeah.
Fuck him.
Had to break back in there.
Right. Brokeback Mountain.
All right, guys. Let me see. I
folks.
didn't really pick a song to play us out to tonight, so let's see. I thought I did.
Ooh, Alex, play that one song by that one band.
Which song?
That song. That you showed me
Let's
that
play
one time.
something from...
The song by the one band.
How about something from Cats?
Something from Cats. Let's play...
Castle on a Cloud.
See if I have this song. I do.
You looked up a song you thought you had?
I do have this song. This is by the band Channel Drive that will be mixing their new record. They recorded this about a year and a half. There's a chance that maybe this isn't mastered really properly to be played right now. I didn't even audition it or anything, but I'm going to play that anyway.
We fly loose.
And if it doesn't
folks.
sound good, I think our audio... Yeah, I can't play The Cure. I can't... If I'd play a Nine Inch Nails song, if I could play anything. Yeah. But so, guys, we'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Miko Hughes is going to be here. We're going to discuss something interesting, and we're going to talk about some funny shit, I guess.
Sums it up. Yeah.
And there's going to be good music. That's what I'm going to try to keep doing that for now.
Then we'll be high again.
Something like that, too. All right. Thank you, guys.
We love you guys.
Tune in next week. And this song is by a band called Channel Drive, recorded at the studio, avproductionsonline.com in Clearwater, Florida. This song's called Lemon Chapstick.
I went to a lemon party.
Sharpen this pencil with a knife, hoping it would slip. Wanted to remember I was alive, felt the need for your lips. And I'll be left over when all this falls flat. And I said I love you. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to say it back, no. To know that you do. You told me you're crying too. And I hope you understand why I can't be your friend. The pain of just seeing you will push me over the edge. And I'll be left over when all this falls flat. And I said I love you. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to say it back, no. To know that you do. You told me you're crying too. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to say it back, no. To know that you do. You told me you're crying, but crying on. And you started eating again. Told your friends it was 'cause of me. Now I don't want you to stop. Didn't want you to leave.
This has been The Final Note. Tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.